Good morning everyone from a snowy Wales. Just wanted to do a quick message really to firstly apologise. I haven't put any content out for a while. It's been a super busy run up to Christmas, but I have been recording quite a lot, so I've got a lot ready to edit and make for you. So today we're just going to do a quick video about one-piece shaker doors. I know we've obviously done the two-piece already and discussed that. But I thought we'd just do a quick video on the one-piece doors, because I have been doing quite a lot of them lately. A lot of customers buying them, and then also for my own projects. So we'll do a quick video on that, how they're made on the CNC using Vectric. Next video is going to be a custom wardrobe build that I've done. Like I say, I've recorded a lot of it already. So we're actually using some new software now, which is called Mosaic. A lot of you will probably have heard of it. Huge upgrade from what I was using previously, which was Cabinet Sense, and we're going to talk about that in the other video, so I won't get too into it now. But hope everyone had a good Christmas, and just wanted to say thank you for everyone that's been watching the videos and commenting some really nice, encouraging comments. Quite blown away by how many views they're getting. So yeah, I'll continue to make them. Some exciting stuff coming as well. I'm about to start today a kitchen build. It's actually my own kitchen for a house renovation I've been doing, and it's one of the last things. So that's going to be really cool. So I'll do a full video on that, including install. And also a new product that might be interesting for you guys. Well, it will be interesting for you guys. I'm not going to say much about it yet, but it's soon going to be available to buy. And I don't want to turn this into a big selling machine at all, but it's something that I've struggled with myself, and I've found a product that helps me in my business, and it will help you guys as well. So we'll talk about that another time. So let's get into Vectric, and we'll start looking at these one-piece shaker doors. So we're going to firstly, obviously, create our new file. I'm 99% of the time working with full-size sheets. So on this occasion, I'm actually making the doors at 22mm. They're actually my preferred thickness for making doors. If I'm doing a project of my own, the doors, or from one of my customers, the doors will be 22mm, just because I know they're going to be way more stable. They have a really nice heavy feel to them when you're opening and closing. Like I said, really stable. And as always, Hydrofugo MDF for all of our doors. The rest of the settings are obviously up to you. I will talk about this. So machine Z0 position. For me, I always zero to the bed. When I had my old machine, I always actually did it to the surface of the material. But things have changed, and obviously, because I'm doing a lot more CNC work now, skimming the bed, and this machine's actually super accurate. So it's a lot less work for me to just zero it to the bed. Okay, so super simple. We're gonna input our door sizes here. So my width and my height, these are for some cabinets that I've built. I want 2 of those, so I'll just click twice, close that. Let's get those onto the bottom of the sheet. Okay. Actually, what I'm probably going to do is 1, and then we'll duplicate it after. So that's my overall door size. Okay, super simple. The next thing I'm going to do is select it and offset. I'm going to offset that inwards, and this is basically creating the stiles and rails of the door. So on my projects, generally, unless otherwise specified, they are 70mm, and we offset those. So in essence, that's our door. It couldn't be easier, guys, really, could it? It's a simple thing to do. Obviously, with the two-piece doors, we had the rebates, and there's a lot more calculations and stuff to work out. But with these, they're really just quite simple. Now, One thing I don't do on my CNC is flip side operations. I, d- I just don't like doing it. So my machine is a bit older, and it hasn't got the locating pins that rise and fall when you're changing a sheet. I have got some stops that I have made that are on there for just locating my spoil board as such. But yeah, I generally just don't like doing it. It only takes a millimeter of a discrepancy, and yeah, it can ruin the project. So I don't do it. So on these doors, I'm drilling the hinges manually, um, the hinge holes. Okay, cut the door out, flip them, and whilst I'm sanding, it just becomes part of the sanding process where I drill in the hinge holes. So that's our door done. I'm making two of them, so just gonna Control C and V, and we've duplicated that nicely. Okay, so first operation we're going to do is the pocket. So pocket toolpath, and here I'm already set up. So I I remember the last shaker door video I discussed how I couldn't get the um end mills to go into the corners, just the corners, and rather than going all the way around when it's clearing out. It turns out that Vectric does that anyway for you. So the only one it doesn't do it with is my 3 mil. My 3 mil tends to go all the way around. So not sure why that is, but anyway, all good. So I start off with my 50 mil. That's my big surfacing bit, if you like. That'll go in and take the bulk of the material out. Now, something really important when doing these is your tool path like this. So if you were to use a raster with this big cutter, it's going to go in and out, in and out, in and out, and it's going to leave little tiny V's, loads of them all the way up the edge, up this edge, down here, up, down, which is going to, unless your machine's super dialed in and these two take it away, it's going to leave a bit more sanding work. So also it leaves an undesirable finish on that pocket. So I always would recommend an offset, which is going to start in the middle and it's just going to work its way out in a spiral, and it's going to come round that last pass, really leave a nice clean cut. One thing it's obviously going to do is leave a little raised bit in the corner there. But as long as your tools are measured correctly, it should take those away. So then we're on to the 10 mil. The 10 mil is literally going to just pop in and take these corners out. And then we're with the 3 mil to finish off. Sometimes I do, just to complicate things. No, I won't. Well, so I'll tell you now. Sometimes I do make this last pass go like 0.2 of a mil further in, and that just really cleans everything up. I'm not doing it now because actually the machine's dialed in pretty well. But yeah, sometimes I do it. I can't tell you why I do it because maybe it's if I've yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I do it. On this occasion, I'm not, and it is absolutely not necessary. So 3 mil comes in again. You might want your 3 mil to cut in two passes, because often we're advised not to go too deep with these thin tools, but actually, because you're taking such little amount of material off, if any, actually one pass is totally fine. So that's what I'm doing. But again, that's depending on what your machine does, and no one knows your machine better than yourselves. So that's our pocket done, and you can see that spiral shape that it's working out there. And then we're going to come in and do our external perimeters of the door, and that's just going to be a profile tool path. My machine, I'm cutting that in one pass, and I'm going to do 22.3 mil. So I just ensure it goes into the spoil board. And personally, for me, I do that with a 10 mil cutter. I think we've touched on this previously. I use a straight fluted cutter currently. I just find they work well. You can be for definitely for a beginner use. I would always recommend for you're cutting your parts out. I would definitely recommend a straight fluted cutter just because they're simple to use. I'm running that at 20,000 RPM, and actually I run it at 9 meters per minute. The reason I would sort of steer away from the spiral cutters to start with, there's a number of reasons. So let's talk about compression bits, and I will do a video on bits, and that's actually got something to do with what I was talking about earlier. But a compression cutter, you have to be cutting in one pass, right the way through the material, otherwise they don't work. So if your machine isn't cutting through your material in one pass, then just don't even consider a compression cutter. Down cuts and up cuts have their place, but you have to be really dialed in on your feeds and speeds to get them working right. And if you don't get them perfect, you will find they wear out super fast. I like the straight cutters because they're just so user friendly. They do the job well. I use currently it's called the plywood cutter from Weldon Tool. They're a British company, and yeah, they last really well. If I'm doing melamine sheets, they'll probably do me 15, 20 sheets, probably more than that in all fairness. And what I do is if I find one dulling for my my nice agger or my Finzer sheets, I'll keep it and then I'll use it for different jobs like cutting out plywood or more rougher jobs. So they do have a bit of a lifespan. And actually after that, they're still very, very sharp. So you can use them in your router as well. So yeah, they do have a good long lifespan. I always use solid carbide bits. At the moment, haven't ventured into the diamond bits or anything like PCD, just yeah, a bit expensive for my taste at the moment, but there we go. So got a bit distracted there, sorry. Okay, and we just making sure again that we change this. I'm the worst person in the world for forgetting to change this. I kind of wish Vectric would. So if I cut something on the next time I come onto the program, it's going to still be on. I kind of wish it would just go back to that, but it doesn't. So there might be a way you can set that. I'm not sure. On this machine, I don't do any tabs. Don't need to. It's always good to do ramps. It's good for your cutter. And I should have actually gone into that on the last one, actually. With your big roughing bit, well, your pocketing bit, you definitely need to do a ramp on that because the whole of the tool doesn't cut. It's only the very outside of the tool that cuts. So you're just going to be compressing on that first plunge. If you're not doing a ramp, you're just going to be compressing the tool or the material. So that's actually really important. Yeah, ramps are good for every cutting process, I think. So yeah, always good to do those. And you can work out these, you can do what suits you depending on the size of your project. Okay. So we'll do a quick preview now of how this works. Go a little bit slower. That's my big tool going through. And then onto the 10mm after this one. That's probably a bit slow, isn't it? Let's speed it up a bit. There we are. And you'll notice I'm doing this one in 2 passes with the big tool, just because it's hogging out a lot of material. Okay, and the 10mm went in and did our corners really quickly, as did the 3, and that's it. So that's our doors done. So let's take that over to the machine, and I'll show you this working in real life. So that's our doors all cut out. And you can see the toolpath that we've used there for the pocket. So I'm going to take them over to the bench now, give them a quick sand, and that'll be job done. And that is how we do one-piece doors. I won't bore you with the hinge drilling and that sort of thing. It was just a short video as a bit of an update onto how I'm currently doing things. Cheers. So same process now as the previous doors. Going to denib the edges, sand the edges, a bit more attention now in the sanding of the panel. And then we'll drill the hinges on the back. Good to go. That is a door pretty much done, ready to go to the customer. One thing I do need to invest in is a square sander, so I can get into the corners. So I'm going to have to do these by hand now with the little block, which is fine. Yeah, hope that was a helpful video. See you next time.